And I want to introduce one of the early adopters of Troopathon. In fact, he was the first person, the very first person that I called and I said, would you consider doing this crazy thing that I had, this idea that I had to raise money for care packages to our troops? And Mark Levin, the great one, one of all-time great radio broadcasters and communicators, said, count me in, I'm down. And not only was he down, but he was financially there for us every step of the way. And Mark Levin joining us right now from the bunker.
There he is, Mark.
Oh my goodness, beautiful ladies, and it's getting late here too.
I know. Well, you got to stay awake here because you can't miss a moment of the action. We've just been raking in the donations and the guests. I think this is the best Troopathon ever. And you are the one who's responsible because we would never have had a show to begin with, Mark Levin. And okay, so all right, I'm done sucking up to you, but I have to tell you one thing because I don't get to see you very often. But when I do, I have to tell you this very, very important thing is, as you may know, my brother passed away, and I've dedicated the show, Sergeant Mark Nelson Morgan, to him this year. And you were his idol, and you actually offered and did try to contact him several times to talk to him while he was sick, while he was going through his illness. And he was too sick to actually come on the phone, and I didn't know it at the time. But you kept following through, and it meant so much to him. He couldn't talk at the end, but he wrote out for me, tell Mark thank you. Wow. So from Mark to Mark, I thank you for what you have done for our United States military.
Well, I haven't done much, but I really appreciate that message. How much do you have total right now?
What is our total right now, guys? Give us in our ear, tell us.
Yeah, tell us in our...
266,000.
And where did you want it to be?
Well, we were trying for 300,000, but we are hoping for whatever we get over this.
We'll give you $10,000.
$10,000! It is
oh
a
my gosh! Thank you,
Mark. Oh
Mark,
my God!
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
And I will sign this. I don't sign them anymore.
Wow.
It's one of the few I have left in this house, quite frankly. If somebody will put up another $2,000, I'll sign this. A little note to somebody. Look, the book's not worth $2,000, but the cause is worth $2,000. So if you guys will get somebody to do that and give me their name and address, I'll personally sign it, personally mail it to them. And we want this to be extremely successful because we still have men and women in these combat zones. We act like they're not there. They are there. And this is just a little thing that we can do for them. And by the way, these are nice care packages. I wouldn't mind getting one and leave.
I know. I
can't say where I am. But
you may know somebody.
Yeah.
They're really great packages you've got this year.
Mark, also tell us, and Mark, love having you on. Mark and I are both on in WABC. Of course, he's around the country. I love having my colleague here. Mark, why is it also so important? We've been talking about sort of, and Melanie, I think you've been hitting it so beautifully. We think about there are still 30,000 of our troops all over the globe, and people sort of think, oh, well, they are in Iraq, they are in Afghanistan, and they are in unbelievably difficult terrain. Why it is so, I almost feel like more important than ever, Mark, that we remember them. And these guys are on 5th, 6th deployment. I've talked to so many of them who just and haven't been home forever.
Yes. And honestly, these really are hellholes, and they're up against the worst of the worst. And sometimes I've talked to these men mostly, frequently, and sometimes they wonder. If they're forgotten, they wonder, do you guys still know we're in the middle of a war out here? We're still being shot at. We still have these IEDs and so forth. The media seems to have lost interest. And so it's very, very important. It shows them not only that we care about them, but we're thinking about them all the time. And that's one of the great things of these care packages, too. They see these things from a civilized society, from a capitalist society, from a loving society, and they know that we are still there thinking about them.
Mark Levin, we are almost out of time. We've just got a few minutes left. But I just want to say thank you for the $10,000 and repeat to everybody that there's a $2,000 challenge out there. If you donate $2,000 right now, Mark will sign.
With the book? Where's the book, Mark? Bring up the book. Let's see the book again.
Okay.
Signed by Mark, which
Signed by
I
Mark.
love. One of the great guys out
Okay,
there.
now we almost are out of time, but I just have to say one more thing. Clean up your office. It's
No.
a mess. It's a mess, dude.
When I work, I got papers going,
Yeah.
guys.
You
Hey,
sound like my
by the
kid.
way, Mark, you got, and I know you are such a dog lover as we are, canine packages too.
Yeah.
Canine packages. How
That's
cool is
great.
that?
There's my guy there, Barney. Right?
I see him.
Not
I-
exactly a canine, but he's a good guy.
So
Oh.
is this a newer one to replace Sprite and Pepsi?
Well, we can never replace
I
that.
know. I
That's
understand
true.
that. We're dog
He is
lovers.
his own man. My dog's son. Had him for about 3 years. He's great. Just
Okay.
Mark, thank
Hey.
you.
You are great.
conservative, too.
You are the great one.
Yes, thank you. And Mark, thank
Thank you.
you for loving our
Hey,
troops.
God bless you.
Thank you for supporting the troops, Mark. You're amazing. Thank you. We love you.
Hurry
Take
up.
care.
Get that thing cleaned up. It's a mess.
How beautiful.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you, Mark Levin, for another 10,000.
10,000. High
All right.
five.
All right.
Okay.
So now we just have
10,
a few minutes left.
10.